So tonight's episode of Supergirl, I wouldn't say was horrible, but I wouldn't say it was the best episode of Supergirl that I've seen. There have been far better episodes in season 1 and definitely in season 2. I've really enjoyed most of season 2 so far. I would say this one is probably the weakest so far, but the end reveal, which I'll get into at the end of this video, was pretty shocking. I really didn't expect it to happen. Now, overall for the villain, which I was actually really interested in, it was essentially just a Cadmus plot. Cadmus armed these gangsters with alien technology to essentially show the public that aliens can't. Aliens are bad. Alien technology is bad. We need to, stop the Alien Amnesty Act. We need to, expunge all aliens from Earth. Aliens can't be allowed. Aliens are bad. XXXXX aliens. That was essentially it. It was establishing more of Cadmus's goals and giving us a little bit more information on the director who, all right, I said to do it at the end of the video, but I'll do it now, who apparently is a Luthor. She's Lena Luthor and by default Lex Luthor's mother. And I'm not I'm not super well informed with this. I didn't know that the Luthors ran Cadmus. I always thought that was like an Amanda Waller thing, that she was in charge of Cadmus and there was like a board of directors. I never really felt that the Luthors had higher up roles in Cadmus, I should say. I know that the Luthors definitely have worked with Cadmus. I mean, Lex Luthor was a huge Cadmus plot point, and especially in Justice League Unlimited, but I didn't expect them to be running it. That was really what I didn't know. So I thought that was actually a real interesting reveal and really, really cool. So yeah, that's like the main storyline that we had going on for our villain subplot, which is showing us that Cadmus hates aliens. They're going to arm these guys. In the end, they get caught. They die because Cadmus has no loose ends. Honestly, Brenda Strong's character is kind of reminding me of Amanda Waller, and not Amanda Waller from Arrow, but Amanda Waller from Justice League Unlimited and from Suicide Squad. Though I don't think Suicide Squad was a very good movie, but that's due to the DCEU not being as good as the DC television universe, which I think is probably the best adaptations of DC characters since the DCAU. So that's really what's going on there. It's, Cadmus, and they don't like aliens, and we have a little subgroup, and, the alien technology's really, really powerful, and it takes a village to defeat them, and it took Lena Luthor, Winn, and Supergirl to knock them out. Unfortunately, the Martian Manhunter and Miss Martian were not in this episode, which was kind of unfortunate because the reveal from episode 4 was Miss Martian's a white Martian, and John Jones and Miss Martian have a connection, but they really don't because she's lying, and that was not touched upon at all. Again, because Supergirl has 22 episodes and we have 17 left, they need time to really fill out all these plots. We need to see John Jones's reaction to her being a Martian. We need to see, Kara learning that Lena's mother is a Luthor, or that Lena's mother is a Luthor and running Cadmus and whatnot. So there's a lot they need to really expunge. So I really feel that we're going to get more and more filler as time goes on. And I'll talk about filler in the trailer review because that's really more for like an episode prediction type video. So beyond the villain storyline, which I actually really felt was kind of boring because we already really knew Cadmus's intentions, I want to talk about the characters because this episode from the trailer and from the sneak peek was very, very designed to be Jimmy Olsen driven, and thank God it was not. I was really over the character of Jimmy Olsen. I was really over the character of Winn. I really felt that you should just pick one and go with it. But what happened here was Jimmy wanted to become the Guardian. He feels left out, kind of. And he also feels not underused, he feels useless. He feels useless because, his friends are super and whatnot. So, Winn tells him at first, you cannot be a hero. There's a great bonding moment between them, with Winn trying to protect Jimmy. And then at the end of the episode, when Winn kind of comes around and he and Jimmy bond over the fact that they want to do stuff to save the world, so Jimmy is going to get a Guardian costume thanks to Winn. That was really some fun interaction there. Lena Luthor and Winn had a really cool interaction at the party that they were invited to thanks to Lena Luthor. Lena Luthor invited Kara, Mon-El, Jimmy, and Winn to a gala because earlier in the episode, we saw this in the sneak peek, these guys attacked the hospital. The main villains of the episode attacked a hospital, and the fundraiser from the Luthor family was to was to raise money for that. And so Lena Luthor and Winn were trying to disarm these weapons because they were really powerful and they needed like a wavelength disruptor. and they worked on a project real quick, really fast, and they did it, and they were able to help Kara defeat them. So that was really fun. But I'm going to backtrack just a little bit because most of the climactic battle sequences were, Kara, Winn, and Lena teaming up, Jimmy kind of observing, and then Winn and Jimmy saying, all right, I'll make you a suit. And then we have the reveal of Lena, mother, being the head of Cadmus or director of Cadmus. But in the beginning of the episode, we have tons of interactions with Kara and Mon-El. Chris Wood and Melissa Benoist, so perfect. Winn even touched upon whether or not Mon-El and Kara will be in a relationship, and I really hope they are because I can ship Mon-El and Kara. They're just so well connected. Alex gave Kara a very practical advice, and the advice was you cannot tell him what to do in order to make him become like you. You need to give him advice, but you cannot let him. You need to let him spread his wings and fly, even though Mon-El can't fly. So I really did enjoy that. So Alex and Kara just had one very small scene together, but it was a beautiful scene. Mon-El was great. Chris Wood truly made this episode for me. I love Chris Wood as Mon-El. He's perfect. So Mon-El and Kara, there's something there. There's something special. And at the end of the episode, Kara says, all right, you know what? I'm going to let you do what you want to do. You're not really set out or cut out to work for Catco. Just not your thing. But I'm going to help you find your place. So that was beautiful. Lena and Kara had some fun interactions. Lena said that Kara's her only friend. So I thought that was kind of sad, actually, for Lena. But I like the fact that she likes Kara enough. And to be her friend, that we have a we have a Kent and a Luthor being friends, and Lena even said at the end of the episode that we have a Super and a Luthor being friends. Lena needed a meeting with Kara or with Supergirl after she talked to Kara, and they met, and Kara had to do like a couple quick exits and entrances as Supergirl and Kara in order to distract Lena from knowing who she is. So I thought that was really well done. Lena seems to be taking on the role of Cat Grant here in some ways, and I like it. She seems to be giving practical advice. She seems to be having connections with the two, and I wonder if at the end of the day if Lena will figure out that Kara is in fact Supergirl. So Lena and Kara had some really cool scenes as well. The interactions between the characters, in all honesty, made up for kind of the boring Cadmus storyline because I really didn't feel we got to see much more of Cadmus. I wanted to see more villains that are, I guess, well known. These guys seem very one-off, very forgetful. Last week had the same thing, but that's interesting about this episode, or Supergirl in general, is because sometimes you just have a really strong character-based episode, but then the overall sub-villain plot just seems kind of no one really cares about it. So last thing to talk about is Alex. So Alex wanted to essentially come out to Kara that she's gay. She talked to Maggie about this. Maggie broke up with her girlfriend, so that love triangle is thankfully expunged. Thank you, Supergirl writers, for not giving us a love triangle. I really appreciate that. And at the end of it, Maggie tries to tell Kara how she feels, but she gets distracted because Lena comes to her apartment and asks for a meeting with Supergirl. And then Maggie talks to Alex, and she essentially comes out. There was a moment for a kiss, but it did not occur. There was no LGBT kiss on the show yet. It will come. It will definitely come. So I really did like that. I felt very bad for Alex. That's a struggle. That's quite a struggle to accept. Coming out of the closet and accepting it. It was a beautiful scene, very well acted, and I'm really curious to see where Alex and Maggie are going to go. I thought that was beautiful. Overall, I would say my favorite interactions were Maggie and Alex, Kara and Mon-El, and Kara and Lena. They were absolutely stunning. Jimmy didn't take away from Kara at all, which was great. I really thought Guardian was going to come in and save the day, but in the end it was Lena and Winn that saved the day, and that was very refreshing and very out of the blue for me, and I loved it. So I would give this episode a 3.5 out of 5 just because I felt the villain was underwhelming and kind of boring, but I really did enjoy what happened here. I felt bad that the Martian Manhunter and Miss Martian weren't in this episode because I wanted to see more of them, but that really wasn't the highlight. So we'll discuss episode 6 in the trailer review in a couple minutes, but overall I would say it's a good episode. I think having 22 episodes a season calls for some episodes to be a little less special than other ones. I think this one had great character moments. We can see Maggie and Alex's relationship. We can see Kara and Mon-El's relationship. Jimmy becoming the Guardian. That's up to you guys if you like that or not. I'm not a fan. So anyway, share your thoughts about the episode in the comments below. Thank you so much for tuning in to my review, and we'll talk real soon about Supergirl very soon. All right, guys. Bye.